are back with Brunch Taste of Tobago. Oh my gosh, you caught me. I was actually having a wonderful discussion with my next guest. Now, we have such gems of creativity and talent existing within our space, our twin island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And you know what? We love the fact that we get the chance to highlight, we get the opportunity to delve in and get to know these kings and queens, these men and women who are braving every stereotype possible and representing well. And of course, my next guest is no different. I actually told her, I said, I've been waiting to meet you, my dear, because I have been hearing such wonderful and positive things about you. And I felt like I knew you before you even came and sat with me. And of course, none other than I-Hana Mafya. Now, if you guys are following our circuit, our music circuit, this rising star has been making waves. It's a very cosmic experience, and I have to really speak on that because there's something that is of an inner light, and that is what illuminates from her. And so I'm so happy that she's here with me. Rayanne Thompson is the name of this queen seated here today, but of course you guys know her as I-Hana Mafya. So Queen I-Hana, thank you so much for being a part of Brunch today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You have already blown me away with your words. I am honored.
Thank
and
you so much.
I'm really grateful for the other people, Javon, Alicia, who would have mentioned me.
Yes, yes,
It's
they
good to know that
did.
people mention you in a great way behind your back. It's
And
beautiful.
in a positive light, in a positive
Yes.
space, because you're not there personally to give or take away from the conversation.
Yes, that is correct.
So all you have is your name that's mentioned, and of course your reputation and how you interact with the people that you come into contact with.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's basically it.
That is very essential in this
Yeah.
time as we speak.
Yeah.
The climate is changing, and you know that light that you spoke about, if we all could hone it and really make use of it and let it shine out.
Yes.
A lot of things that are creeping subtly into our environment now would not be there.
Definitely. They would be silenced and destroyed and would not have any impact on our lives at all. And this is something that I like about you because, like I said, your inner light resonates. And sometimes we have so much noise. There's a lot of noise that happens within our space. Social media is doing the most. The crime is on the rise. We have so many things happening within our space that sometimes we don't know how to lessen the noise or even silence it.
Silencing the noise is a huge task. However, it's a very important task. As you spoke about the noise outside, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But the noise within, especially in your head. Listen, I have had a lot of noise in my head. The pressure as a woman to really live up to societal standards is very, very hard. Yeah? And that noise had me thinking I needed to be this way and fit into this mold. Going into myself and really doing what I feel innermost that it is for me or is me, my purpose. Transitioning, especially with people saying, oh, are you crazy? What are you thinking? Look at your age or this or that. Yeah, it was crazy. But you see, getting through that walk, you see that light at the end of the tunnel that they talk about. They don't talk about the journey through the tunnel. That is where it's hard.
And the challenges. And I think we also need to really focus in or hone in on the fact that you have a journey. Each one of us has that. And it's ours and ours alone. So your expectations on this, Mr. Expectations on this side, we can't really listen to you because we have to hone in on what our journey is, where we are being led to go. Do we think of ourselves as, do you think of yourself as a messenger?
Yes, I do. Getting to the point of thinking of myself as a messenger was really one of those zigzag lines that goes up and across.
That you
Because,
can't see the ending.
at times I would have gone through stuff and I'm thinking, what is the purpose of all of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then sometimes, people, I have that, I don't know if it's a gift, but people are usually drawn to me and they tend to tell me their life story. And
Right.
so most of the times it's relatable. Some people think it's called one-upping when you tell somebody what you would have experienced. Sometimes it's not that. Sometimes we're letting them know, yo, I've been there and I did this and here I am standing strong, going on to the next part of me, the next level.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah. And one of the things I was doing quite a bit of reading about you, and I saw the word eccentric, conscious, and futuristic artist whose flow maintains the depth of the soulful. And let me tell you, that just that little piece there spoke volumes because it said so much about you in just those few words. Now, you are a true Trinbagonian. You were born in Trinidad.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah? But you grew up right here
Right
in Tobago.
here in Tobago, in Argyle.
Right. So good
A-Town,
morning to
I'm
Argyle.
very proud. No matter where I go, A-Town is home. Listen, the memories that I created there, good, bad, in between, that's usual.
Yeah.
But there's something about Argyle and the people of Argyle. It's one of those weird places. So you may not speak to your neighbor, but don't trouble my neighbor. I'm outside for my neighbor.
Yes.
So I love that.
Yeah.
You have something going on, they come out, they support. But I think that's such a big thing.
It's definitely that camaraderie that we have. And I think village life breeds that. It breeds that kind of camaraderie. So even if you don't speak to your neighbor on a daily basis, but let somebody from outside come in there and bring any sort of negativity, and you see the whole village.
It's a clan all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
We
have this
come in.
clannish behavior that I love. I
Yeah,
love
we
it.
come in for you, the whole village. And that speaks to our resonance. It speaks to how we are on the inside.
Being from St. James, I would have only experienced a little bit of the life there as a child. Would have gone back on holidays and stuff. But
Right.
coming to Tobago, I think there was something totally different. You see that fresh air, that sea breeze, because I lived right across the road from the sea.
Right. So you get it
You see
live
that
and
sea breeze?
direct. Yeah.
It's the reason I don't like to sleep with a fan or anything, because what? That breeze used to knock
Yeah,
me
you
down.
can't compare.
Yeah.
It can't be compared. But how long have you been singing? Did you always sing, or is it something that you happened to do well and now you're into your own? What is it like for I-Hana?
I grew up in the era of Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. We would have all these groups, 112 and Escape. And as a teenager, especially going through that puberty and all that, these little songs that are full of love and hope and dreams.
Yeah.
You're singing to the top of your voice. Your neighbors are hearing you, and it's all good. I think that sort of strained my voice too, but I did get 2 keys, 3 keys in, and I liked it.
Yeah.
Especially in the bathroom, the acoustics there is really, really
Oh
good.
yeah, the bathroom is always good for acoustics.
So singing professionally, I don't think that was something I wanted to do. In 2006, however, I got into the radio world with Holly Thomas. I went to a course here,
Yeah.
and I did nothing else with it. During the pandemic, I was approached by a few people in the village, even people from Trinidad who reside there now. One girl in particular, Slimmer, she would always say, "You are wasting your talent. You're always singing, 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 singing. But when people come, you climb up." I said, singing around my friends is one thing. Going to a studio or even getting on a stage and performing. Do you know how many people are in a crowd when you're up on a stage?
Yeah.
When you're in the crowd, it's
Thoughts
one
of it.
thing. But as you get on the stage and you look, you say, I didn't know it had so many people to this place. Why are they here? Yeah. So, yes, I like to sing. Love, love, love it. Professionally, it wasn't a thought in terms of, I didn't think I was brave enough to do it.
Okay, I get you. Yeah.
I like to do it. But then, if I'm gifted with something as a good voice, then I should share it.
And
But
answer the
what
call.
do I share with my
Yes.
voice? That responsibility is on my shoulders. Music is a frequency. Words can speak life into someone. They can also, I know a lot of people debate on the Trinidad issue, but it can also infiltrate, especially if you're in a bad place at that time. What you feed your mind at that time can and does grow.
Yes.
Yeah, what you feed will grow. So my responsibility as somebody with a voice is to use it and use it well. Yeah, for the greater good of everybody else.
Yeah, and that's why we used the word messenger at the beginning of the interview, because messenger, there is such a responsibility that comes with that, because you're sharing, but what are you sharing? Are you impacting positively? And I think that's where we there's a constant pull and tug there, because various people like various things, and what I may like, you may not. What you gravitate to, I may not. And so the messenger is that middle ground, and the messenger brings light to whatever the situation is, good or bad. And so there's a responsibility,
Yes, there
that
is.
comes with
To
that.
all artists, whether you're a spoken word artist, even people, anybody who has a voice and are using it on a stage, on a platform, whether it be a social media platform,
Right.
and you may think you might have 500 viewers, but those 500 viewers leave that live with something.
Definitely.
Something. What you give them is up to you.
Definitely. And I love the way you said that. So we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back with more of I-Hana Mafia. Guys, come on back. I promise you, it's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful Friday. And brunch is where it's at. We're going to take a break. Let me speak about the trivia question once again before we do that, because this is a really good one. This old military lookout sits on one of the highest points in Tobago. Where is it located? Of course, the answer at the end of the show. We're going to be right back with Queen I-Hana Mafia when we return with Brunch.
Yeah. Lot of mercy. Karma. Yeah. A little story about Shay. Here goes karma. Is always a bitch until she comes for you.
Yeah, and you guys caught me grooving there. Queen I-Hana Mafia is here, and it's absolutely one of those conversations that I've been waiting for such a long time. But I-Hana, we were talking during the break, and you mentioned that type of eclectic households that you grew up in, where music was always a part of your life. That Jim Reeves on Sunday, I could definitely relate to that type of household.
I think a lot of people in Tobago can relate to that. Again, like I was telling you, my dad used to listen to 100. They were Sundays on 100 were a different setting.
Yeah.
We would listen to all the Sparrow going all back. We would listen to, as you said, Essa James, Jim Reeves, Sunday wake up call. Bless his heart.
Every Sunday.
But every Sunday we would hear that. My stepfather as well, he was a DJ, and he would go from one extreme to the other. Even if I didn't like a song, hearing it so much, I would start flowing with it and seeing the beauty of it. Even if I would like to listen to 96 or something that is more modern, or 98.9 at the time, because I was a teenager. No, I had to listen to this. And I appreciate that type of music. I really do appreciate that type of music. And jazz, one of the genres that I really gravitate to. I think it can be used to fuse any modern type of music.
Yes,
it's a middle ground that the older folks can relate to, but you put a twist in it, you get your message across to the younger generation.
Yeah, and I love the way you said that the older can relate to, but the young can relate to the innovation. Because I was just about to mention that, there's so many gaps that we need to bridge with regards to our pioneers, as I call them, and our younger generation. And the wisdom of the elders needs to be coupled with the innovation of the young. And in some cases, this is not happening. And so we have that gap. And I think music should be one of those
the media
catalysts,
that we use.
yeah,
Yes.
that should do
A
that.
lot of things are being lost in translation from our tradition. Yeah?
Yeah.
People without a history are going to perish. Yeah? The music industry is a tough industry. I always make this comment to get into. But I see music as something that is cultural and traditional and something that should be handed down. Yeah?
Yes.
So in order to do that, you also have to share the knowledge with us. You have to share the concepts. Embrace us when we are coming with our own as well. And let's see how we can fuse and grow.
Definitely.
Evolve our music into something that is competitive. I know Royal sang soca for Grammy.
Yes.
But is soca yet a genre that is acknowledged in certain spheres? The spheres that we need it to be. How do we do that?
This is the question that has been buzzing about for some time now. And I say that because we are constantly compared to Jamaica and Jamaican culture. Getting out of Trinidad and Tobago into an international space or a space that's just not yours. Let's say you're not in TNT. And basic conversation, basic principles, because the Jamaican history shares a lot with our own in terms of revolution and colonialism and slavery and all that. And so automatically the question comes, where are you from, Jamaica? This is because we are so connected as West Indian people. It's not even funny.
We are.
We are so connected.
Even in our slang, sometimes I'll be like, so they say that over there?
Yeah,
When I think it's indigenous to Trinidad and Tobago, I say, oh,
yeah,
you could tell a Caribbean person.
We are definitely connected.
Especially plantain jokes. I like that when they talk about fried plantain and you see everybody saying in Guyana and Jamaica, say, yes, this is the Caribbean.
It is a Caribbean thing. And I think we have that, I constantly speak of that rhythm that we have. There's a rhythm that we have. There is an energy that we have when we get into any space, any forum. It does not have to be music. It could be art. It could be sports. It could be any aspect of life, any genre, any event where we are representing. There is a dimension that we bring as Trinbagonian people. When you write, this is one of the questions I needed to ask you. When you write, what inspires you to write? What's like an inspiration for you?
When I started writing poetry, I was about 9, 10. What caused me to write at that time was I needed to vent. I would have had some traumatic experiences as a young girl.
Okay.
But I still am highly intelligent, and my powers of reasoning would not have allowed me to take certain steps. However, not being able to speak, I wrote. So when I used to be in an emotional space to write. That was when it came to poetry. I started doing songs just last year in September.
Oh,
My first song, Karma, was actually a spoken word piece that I transformed into a song.
Yeah.
Now, I draw inspiration from anything at all. So my new song, Bagel Bumper, I drew inspiration from October Carnival. Yeah.
Yes.
There are many times you see these gorgeous women in their suits and they're well clad and they're stepping, and then you see them for Carnival, they're like, what?
Yeah, like what is going on?
Yes.
I know the feeling.
Yes. And most people think that males alone would have that sort of impression. And I'm like, girl, you look good.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And be proud in saying that. And that's one of the things as females, that there's a line there that's very blurred, and we don't like complimenting each other. That's a whole other dynamic that I was exposed to, and I'm talking from experience. The narrative has changed a bit in terms of us loving ourselves and loving one another. But in years gone by, there was an issue with women championing each other and giving those compliments and giving that
I
support.
think we have a foundation of competitiveness.
Yeah, we
Yes,
do.
we do. From the common entrance / SDA coming up, there's always that sort of thing. That is because we don't appreciate our own gifts. But now, as you rightfully said, we are talking about self-love.
Yes.
We're also speaking about empowering women, fixing each other's crowns. Some of us speak about it more than we do it. But I think constantly repeating something to yourself, empower the woman, empower the woman,
Yes.
it would eventually infiltrate. So I'm not worried about the ones who are just chatting for now. They're going to get on the train.
Yeah.
So the complimenting each other and stuff, I'm not sure I would say it's a hard thing because I have gone to places and been complimented by women right here in Tobago, and I have complimented women here. Even if it's in the shade and we're a little tipsy, we had something, oh, you look so nice, that brings out another side of
Yes,
you.
it does.
But yes, simply, even walking into an office, say, yes, I like your shoes. Simple things like that. You know how much that gives you a buoyant spirit sometimes? You leave home and you
just
take
a kind
every
word,
ounce of energy to get yourself together. Because behind closed doors is what's terrible. And you get up and you get outside there and another woman says to you, yes, sister, you look good.
Yeah. It's definitely something that really brings you to a place of positivity. You may have awoken just a bit heavy, that life happens sometimes, and you're just a bit heavy. You're just not feeling the way you want to feel. And sometimes just a kind word, a kind sentiment, brings such power in your life, such happiness.
One thing I would have experienced when I came from Trinidad in social studies, they would have spoken about the friendliness of the Tobagonian. Yeah? Now we're talking about bad customer service, but the basis that I came here and met, the foundation, that was the friendly Tobago woman.
Yes.
So not just Tobago woman, Tobago people. And being friendly people, I think complimenting should not have been an issue.
An issue, yeah.
Because we've social studies, they would have taught us that, yes, tourism time, all of that, we were known for that.
Exactly.
Yeah? I think a lot of the problem here is that we have strayed a bit.
I think so as well. I agree with you on that. When you give the gift of writing, you said it was a poetry, like a type of existence for you, and then it moved and it evolved into song. And like I said, Javon was here with me, and a very large chunk actually of the conversation dealt with I-Hana Mafya. And I'm saying, okay, well, I have to meet I-Hana Mafya because there was a resonance that he spoke with you about you with. And it's like I'm feeling the energy of the person and I have not met them yet. And that is not something that usually happens. That's a rare type of existence for me.
So I met Royal at the Tobago Soca Monarch, I think it was 2021.
Right.
Yeah. I would have seen him on social media and stuff before, but I'd never really chatted with him. After that, we met some months again on the Esplanade. And, artist to artist was saying, look, I have this new song and all that. And I sang Karma a cappella. She said, is that the first song? Is this the song you're going to release that you were telling me about? I said, no. I'm going to do a soca. He looked at me, he looked out at the ocean and said, Karma should be your first song. He said, there's something about you. You don't seem to know it yet, but
yeah.
So that is the song that would propel you. That conversation, I went home and I thought about it a lot. I always have set thoughts in my mind about how I want to do stuff. And I'm one of those persons that have the stick-to-itiveness. Everything is falling apart, but I'm still going to try to make this work.
Yes.
And for some reason, I think the universe agreed with him. Because nothing else that I wanted to do was coming on stream. and Karma was here first.
Yeah.
I really value the relationship that I have with Jeff Warren. It's, how do you put it? Seeing that he's another artist, he did not see me as a threat. Even if he did somewhere in the back of his mind, I never got that from him. He has always championed my music and spoken to me sometimes when my brain is all over the place.
Yeah, and there are times that would happen.
I-Hana girl, you forget who you are.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that really,
Sometimes
that
we
really,
need that.
That really boosts me. I'm really, really, really appreciative of that.
You know, I am so happy and I'm so privileged that you're here. Of course, we're getting ready to wrap. We have a wonderful collaboration with you and Royal called Pressure, you know, and it's so catchy. It's like, you know, there's certain songs that just grab you. This was one of those songs for me. And we get a chance to see that video when we wrap for today. But before we wrap, I-Hana, if you had to inspire someone today, what would you tell them?
What would I tell somebody that I want to inspire today? Don't quit on yourself. Life is always going to be up, down, and across. But your tomorrows are dependent on what you do today. Never, ever give up on yourself.
And there you have it. I could not have said it better myself. I have nothing else to put on to that. I-Hana, we want to thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For being a part of Brunch today. And of course, from our family to yours, success, blessings, peace, love, and light.
I accept.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So guys, that is it for today, Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Of course, before I leave you, let me just hit you one more time with our trivia question for today. This old military lookout sits on one of the highest points in Tobago. Where is it located? Of course, the answer is Flagstaff Hill. Yes, 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 Flagstaff Hill. And you know, we love bringing this information to you. We love empowering you. We love giving you positivity. I'm hoping that I uplifted someone today. Someone may have awoken with a heaviness or just not feeling the way they should. And so we are so privileged and honored that we get the opportunity to really be a part of your lives, be a part of your mid-morning, and be a part of your day. That is so important. So we thank you once again for being a part of Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. And of course, check us out on Monday. We're going to be back. We're going to be in the swing of things. But for now, we say blessings, peace, love, and light. And enjoy the rest of your Friday and the rest of your weekend. We leave you now with a wonderful collaboration, I-Hana and Royal. It's called Pressure. You guys take it in. But for now, bye-bye and see you soon.
Come blow my mind with that rude girl wine. I guess it's time to make you feel the pressure. Hey, pressure. I want you give me pressure. Hey, pressure. I gonna make you feel the pressure. The pressure. I wanna give you pressure. Hey, the pressure. I gonna make you feel the pressure. Come give me the pressure, pressure. I want you to pressure me. One but they can't take my pressure. It's too much energy. Come give me the pressure, pressure. I want you to pressure me. One but they can't take my pressure. It's too much energy.